A demonstration broke out on the 18th of November 2020 after the police arrested presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi. To quell the situation, security agencies intervened and shot at people, leading to the death of at least 54 people, according to the police. Scores were also injured. In response, President Museveni on the 30th of November 2020 said those who were injured and were not part of the riots would be compensated.
A riot, we cannot compensate you. No way. But if you are not a rioter, but you lost your life, the government, after due process, will compensate for the loss of life. The government will also compensate those who lost their properties, if it can be verified.
However, today, most of those people continue to struggle with their lives, and many are yet to receive any money from government. Last year, during the Prime Minister's question time, the MP for Mityana municipality, Francis Zaake, raised the matter in Parliament.
That people were killed and nothing has been done up to now. There is no justice. That's why I came up in Parliament last year. That's when I asked this very huge question that is unresolved up to this time. I asked who commanded that operation of the November killings 2020. I also asked which people were involved, which people killed the innocent civilians. I also asked when is the report coming out. I still asked when is the promised compensation going to be fulfilled by government.
It has taken a year for the Prime Minister's response. Last week, she told the House that government was still verifying the victims of the shooting.
The answer from government is that the government is verifying the lists of the affected people. As soon as the exercise is done or complete, the affected families will be compensated.
Questions still linger on what action was taken against the perpetrators of the killings and injuries.
So far, 2 officers have been charged and convicted accordingly. That's Mustafa Sali and Augustine Mugisha were charged for murder, convicted and sentenced to 35 years and life imprisonment respectively.
They were sentenced to 35 years in prison. But where has that ever come out? Has the public been informed? This was a public matter that needed to be resolved in public, not in secrecy. No. So that's why we want to know which people were killed, anyway we know them, but we want to know which people killed our innocent civilians. The families need that kind of justice.
However, Robert Kyagulanyi, a human rights activist, says government has the mandate to investigate and ascertain the people affected by the killings, but questions why the compensation process has been slow.
Both have focused on protecting citizens to ensure that they are not killed during this kind of an election. So the burden still falls on the state, and has all the instruments of investigation, so they should be able to expedite this. It all depends on the state's priorities. Is investigating the killers or the November incidents a priority of government today? That's the question you should be asking yourself.
It's nearly 2 years. The victims and their families continue to wait for justice. Juma Kiria, NTV.